Yes, I can. Like eligibility criteria, see, you need to have 60% marks in class 12 normally. Normally, you need to have 60% marks in class 12. Firstly, that is the flag for you to apply. Now, this year we do not have this class 12 results in hand, and the students are already trying to take admissions, or they're querying for or making queries for admission. So we say that if you have 60% marks in class 10, you are eligible to apply. Now, how you apply? You apply through an exam. You need to appear for an exam, and that exam this year will be conducted. Last year also, and this year also, it is being conducted from your own home. You can sit at your home and appear for that exam. That exam is called IEMJEE. Through that exam, you can apply for that exam if you go to our website www.uem.edu.in. This website you can apply for IEMJEE exam, or through several portals like Shiksha or other portals. The IMG application is there. You can apply and you can sit for the exam from your home itself. And once you are selected in that exam, you can take admission. Now, the whole process is you firstly apply from our website or from the other websites. You apply for that. Once you apply, the admit card will come to your email ID, the email ID that you enter in your application form. From there, you get an application, you get an exam link on the day. You click on that exam link, appear for the exam, and submit the entire examination process. After the examination process is over, you will get the result in our website itself. Maybe within coming day, after you appear for the exam, within 1 or 2 days, you get the results of your exam. Once the results of your exams are out, you can take that exam result directly to the admission office and take the admission, or take the admission from our admission portal. Our admission portal is admission.uem.edu.in. You can directly log into that admission portal and upload your documents, upload your IMG score, and you can appear and you can take the exam. You can pay your fees from there itself. You get the receipt from there itself. The whole thing can be done from admission.uem.edu.in. So that is the process of admission, and it is almost same for all the courses that I mentioned. So the programs, see, as we say, engineering is our flagship course, engineering and management. So I should firstly talk about BTech and MBA. So the first course that we provide is BTech, and I should say MBA as the second course. Now in BTech, we have several streams. Like we have computers, basic streams are all present, like computer science and engineering, electronics and communication engineering. We have mechanical engineering, we have electrical engineering, we have civil engineering. So all these courses are present. The basic courses are all there. But then again, we give specializations. Now, if you talk about, we provide many specializations, and that is also possible because of a modernization of education that we follow. Firstly, let me tell you what specializations the student can take. Even if he is, say, in CSE, he can take CSE in general. Like a student can opt for BTech CSE. But then within BTech CSE, he can also opt for specializations, not generalized CSE. If needed, he can go for generalized CSE. But if he wants to go for the specialization, he can take cloud computing. Like he can be BTech CSE with specialization in cloud computing. He can be BTech CSE with specialization in cyber forensic and internet security. He can have BTech CSE with specialization in artificial intelligence. He can have BTech CSE with specialization in blockchain technology. He can have BTech CSE with specialization with data science and artificial intelligence. Now, say in electrical engineering, a student can always opt for BTech in electrical engineering. But if he wants to, he can also take BTech electrical engineering with specialization in renewable energy resources by choosing topics of that sort. He may choose for BTech mechanical engineering, but then he can also choose BTech mechanical engineering with specialization in machine design. He can choose a BTech mechanical engineering with specialization in automobile engineering. He can choose BTech in electronics and communication engineering. He can choose BTech in civil engineering. But then again, in BTech civil engineering, He can choose BTech Civil Engineering with specialization in sustainable construction engineering, like green buildings, as we have been hearing. Like nowadays, green buildings are a big boom. Like we can say, like buildings are being constructed where electricity consumption is the minimum. There is greenery all around. The building is totally dependent on solar energy, and all those things are there. So we have this. We have MTech also. MTech in all these courses. BTech in MTech in CSE, ECE, EE, that is electrical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering. And in MTech, the specializations are very, very important. Specializations are offered by almost all colleges in India in MTech. We also do the same. We provide MTech CSE with specialization in information security. We provide MTech CSE with specialization in data science. We provide MTech CSE with specialization in big data analytics. We provide MTech CSE with specialization in cloud computing. We provide MTech ECE with specialization in communication engineering. MTech ECE with specialization in microelectronics. We provide MTech ECE with specialization in VLSI. We provide MTech EE, that is electrical engineering with specialization in power electronics, power systems, control systems. We provide MTech Civil with specialization in structural engineering and transportation engineering. We provide MTech Mechanical with specialization in production engineering, industrial engineering, and thermal engineering. So these are the specializations. As a whole, the student will choose MTech in one of the streams of CSE, ECE, ME, EE, or Civil. And within that, the student will choose his or her specialization. We have got School of Management also, in which MBA, BBA courses are provided. BBA and a student can opt from any domain. Like even if he is having science, commerce, arts, he can choose for BBA, which is a 3-year course. Mainly focused towards, as you can understand, it is Bachelor in Business Administration. So it is generally for business administration. You want to go to the management, you want to lead an industry, then BBA is a suitable course for you after class 12 from any stream. MBA is a 2-year course, as we all know, and from any stream of graduation, after graduation, a student can opt for MBA. BBA plus MBA is a special course that we provide. Now, let me tell you over here, BBA is a 3-year course, MBA is a 2-year course. If you combine, if you do BBA followed by MBA, it will take 3 + 2, 5 years definitely. We have got a BBA plus MBA integrated 4 years degree program. It's an integrated course. You don't get a dual degree, but you get an integrated degree of BBA plus MBA. I repeat once more, it is not that you get a BBA certificate and you get a separate MBA certificate. You get a BBA plus MBA integrated degree within 4 years. That is, you save 1 year and you say that you are a BBA plus MBA, and you can get a job equivalent to any MBA, but after saving 1 year also. So this is an integrated course we have. We have got the MBA executive course. This is a separate course. Again, like many students are there, or many, many executives are there who are working in industry, and they say that apart from doing my job, I want to get a special MBA degree. So MBA executive is for you. Specializations in MBA are there in finance, marketing, human resources, strategic planning, production and operation, and information technology. So these are the specializations we have. See, curriculum has been designed in alliance with industry. We actually designed a curriculum, and designing the curriculum for us was rather difficult, I should say, because see, we have got a student, say if I again take up engineering as an example, then in engineering a student maybe takes or learns maybe 6 or maximum 7, mostly 5 courses one semester, which means they have got 40 to 45 courses throughout this 4 years of engineering. I'm taking engineering as an example. You can actually map it to other courses if needed. So in engineering, a student have 40 to 45 courses. In our case, we give an option of 94 courses, or 94 subjects or topics, from where he can choose those 40 to 45 in the different semesters. So we had to design the syllabus of 94 of these courses, divide it properly. So we had a team for doing that, and that team consisted of industry specialists that had our alumni, that had our professors, our HODs, all senior professors and all HODs. And after the syllabus was designed, that was sent to 74 industries, like 74 recruiters we had at that time. We actually listed 74 recruiters and we sent them, and we were in continuous touch with them. We took their feedback to design the different courses, and that way we came out with a syllabus which was again produced, which was again given to the academic council. Academic council had some suggestions or inputs in it. We incorporated that. We again discussed with industry. It was a long process. It took about 6 to 7 months time to get the final syllabus that we are following at the moment. So syllabus is something we keep on changing also, like almost at an interval of 2 years, sometimes every year, we change the syllabus to incorporate the new things in the industry. Now this is also possible because we follow CBCS syllabus. CBCS means choice-based credit system, which means that a student within a bucket of courses can opt for the courses that he or she wants to. Right from the first year, or maybe just at the end of first year, a student can decide that I want to be an artificial intelligence engineer. So he can talk to his HOD and say, sir, which are the courses I should opt for? The HOD will guide him or her, saying that, okay, if you want to be an artificial intelligence engineer specialized in artificial intelligence, or maybe you want to be a data science engineer specialized in data science, then these are the topics you should choose. These are the courses you should choose. So the students choose those courses. So that is what we mean by CBCS, choice-based credit system. His choice will determine his credits. We do not actually focus on a placement-oriented training. We do, but that is something which is not the main thing. The main thing is we have got in all our semesters a particular course incorporated or a particular subject incorporated, which is called ESP, and it is placement-oriented training. And every semester, a student will have to appear for an examination in the semester examinations. Along with the semester examinations, he will also have to appear for that examination, which is actually training the students for placement. So they are getting placement ready right from the first semester. From the first semester till the end of 8th semester, they are continuously training themselves for placement. Apart from that, we have got specialized training. We do it twice. Specialized training, that is, once we do it in third year, second semester, and another time we do it after the end of third year, second semester. So twice we do it, and that is specific placement oriented training. So this is how we get our students placement ready. But then again, you have to understand that placement, like it is about aptitude, which we are specially training, like placement is about GD, which we are specially training. Placement is also about the technical knowledge. So all through the 4 years, we are continuously teaching the students in a way that they are ready for placements. Another point I will mention over here is flip learning. See, industries need the application. Industries really don't need the theoretical knowledge. Whatever you are learning in a book, that is good. You need to have that to apply. But the application is more important. A civil engineer needs to build a bridge. Only learning from a book that, okay, a bridge is built like this, built like this, built like this is not enough. He will have to sit at the place and build the bridge. So that thing is very, very important, that the practical application. So we believe in flip learning. What we do is, normal learning means that in a class, a teacher is teaching. When you go out of the class, then you apply those things. That is normal learning. We believe in flip learning. Whatever I will teach next week, I will give a recording of that to you the previous week. That is, this week I will give you that next week's class is this. Please see the YouTube link. That link is given to you now. You please go through my entire class. The student will go through the entire class in YouTube. So what will I do in my class? In my class, now I will clear the doubts of the students. I will talk to them and try to understand where they did not understand. And that I will focus upon in my training, in my teaching. And then in the class, I will show them the practical applications. I will develop the thing and I will show that with this, you have developed this thing. Now, if you are talking in general, then in general, the placement is like highest package, I said 72 lakhs per annum. But the average package lies around 4.7 lakhs to 5 lakhs per annum. We do not allow a placement or a company to come if it is offering less than 3 lakhs per annum. Okay. Until and unless if that company is really offering a wonderful job, then maybe up to 2.7 lakhs, 75 lakhs we allow. But then again, it has to be a core company providing a very good job. But we generally do not allow below 3. Now, there are many students who have got 5 job offers, 4 job offers, 3 job offers, 2 job offers. Like if you talk about 2020, there was a student called Ankit. He got 9 job offers. There were many newspapers covering that. So you can find that. If you Google it, you can find that also, might be. Ankit, who got 9 job offers. Now he is working for a company in Germany currently, but he got in many companies, including TCS, Cognizant, and all those things. Ashish got 5 job offers in 2020, and there were many other students. I remember Ashish at the moment. There were many students who got 4 job offers, many students getting 3 job offers, and on an average, I should say almost all students got 2 job offers, almost all. And the average, if you calculate like that, it was more than 1.7 per student. The number of job offers was 1.7. When we calculated it back in April 2020, that figure came to 116.73%. And 116.73% means if you divide the number of job offers by the number of students in 2020, it was 116.73. But then again, as I say, that we continue these placements as long as the last willing student is placed. So we do not allow a student to pass out until and unless you get a satisfactory job offer with which you are satisfied with. And in 2021 rather, as I said, the highest package is this year, that is the 72 lakhs. Last year it was 40 lakhs. 72 lakhs from the Giga Data Center, Atlanta, USA. That is the highest package. The average package is again between 4.7 to 5 lakhs. And the percentage of placement right now stands at 118.2. That is again the number of job offers divided by the number of students. This year, many students have been recruited by Wipro. Many students have been recruited by TCS, and Accenture has recruited in a big number this year. And this year, we really expect that the placement in 2021 will be much better as compared to 2020.